Hello everyone, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm DELA right here again, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you one of the ultimate trendline swing strategies. Now this is one of the strategies that I have been using for a very long time. This helps me in catching very high probability setup with swing opportunities in the market. So if you're someone who would love to hold trades for a very long time, this particular video is for you. Without further ado, let's just dive right into it. So the first thing that you want to do is to come to any pair. Now you guys know that I love gold a lot, so I'm definitely going to be using gold. So you first of all want to come to gold, and then you want to go to like maybe the weekly time frame, monthly, but preferably I like to do this on the daily, right? But the most important thing is you want to go to what, the daily time frame or a higher time frame. Now the first thing you want to do is to pick up the trend line tool and then go for two obvious dots. So now we can pull our trend line from, when we choose this, it is definitely not going to be straight, so we're going to choose something like this, right? Therefore we are going to be dealing with this particular point and then this particular point right here. Now we are going to be focused on what, catching 3-point perspectives. What I mean by 3-point perspective simply means that what, we are definitely going to be looking out for price bouncing off the first point, bouncing off the second point, and we are going to wait for the reaction to see what's going to happen, to see whether price is either going to break out or whether price is going to do what, reject itself. So let's just wait and see. Now after doing this on the higher time frame, you definitely want to add more by taking your trend line and then maybe drawing two obvious dots to the downside as well. So if we pull from here to here, we can have something like this. Therefore we will see that gold is in a channel or a descending channel. Right now, the next thing that we want to do is to mark out significant structural levels in the market. Right now we can see that gold actually came to this point over here, forming that sort of reversal pattern, which is a double bottom, which some of you call double bottoms, right? But these are more of like equal lows. Now after doing this, after drawing your structural levels, what we want to do is to come to the 4-hour time frame. Now when we come to the 4-hour time frame, we're going to look at the most recent trend, and we are going to see that price is definitely pushing to the upside, but we are not going to do anything until price comes into our trend line zone. Right now, because this is a swing strategy, we have all the patience in the world to wait for this particular setup to play. So whilst we are waiting for this setup to play, we are definitely not going to do anything. Now remember, you can catch moves between this particular setup, but because this is a swing strategy, we're definitely not going to be doing anything at all. So we're going to be waiting for price to come, nothing yet, but as soon as price comes into our trend line zone, that is when we are ready to take action. One skill set or one particular idea that I could give you guys is to actually set an alert on the trend line zone, so that when gold comes into that zone, exactly. So now as you guys can see, let me just have this come back here a bit. Great. Now we are looking at how price is actually coming back into that zone. Now when you click on the replay tool, you're going to see that when price came into this particular zone, nothing happened on the 4-hour, and then we saw a strong push up. Now the most important thing that we are going to do is that we are going to wait for a retracement back. As soon as price breaks that trend line, please do not be in a hurry to jump into the trade. All right, you first of all want to be patient and wait for price to pull back into that zone to form some sort of reversal information, right? So we're definitely going to be waiting. Now let's wait and see what happens. So price definitely pushing. Now price pushes down, price keeps pushing down, price keeps pushing down, and price pushes up again. Right now we can see from this point over here that price has formed a low right over here. So if in any case we are waiting for this market to push to the upside, then we are going to be waiting for this market to push back into the zone to form some sort of rejection over here, and then a continuation to the upside. Right, so that is exactly what we are going to be doing. So we are going to be waiting for price to come and then move. Now, as we have seen, we begin to see that price is now along the trend line zone, but we are also waiting for a strong confirmation of price to come into that zone as well. So now price definitely comes into that zone, and then we begin to see some sort of rejections, right? So we are looking for some sort of strong indication. Now, as you guys can see, this is an information of a low test candle, right? But I will not be necessarily confident to enter this trade because I want to see some kind of bullish sentiments in the market, right? So I'm definitely going to wait for a strong push to the upside, and then I'm going to enter this trade. Now, this is a very good opportunity for me to enter. Now, because this is a swing setup, I'm definitely not going to be rushing the process. I'm going to be taking my trade right over here, and then I'm going to have my stop loss right beneath the structure, and then I'm going to go for a good risk to reward, right? So maybe I'm going to go for maybe a risk to reward of 1 is to, maybe I'm going to target these highs over here. So this is about 510 pips, right? And I'm going to have my stops right beneath the structure, right? And now let's see how this trade runs. Finally, and then price continues to push up. Now, if you do and backtest this particular strategy, you realize that it works a lot, especially even with the JPY pairs, right? Now, let's even go to like any of the JPY pairs. Let me give you guys a clear example of what I mean. So let's say we go to a pair like NZD-USD, right? If you go to a pair like NZD-USD, let me clear everything that is on here. I first of all said that we definitely need to come toward the daily time frame, right? Now, the first thing we do is we draw obvious dots. Now, if you look at this particular zone over here, right? Now, let me clear this area so it will look like price is now coming into that trend line zone. So now, we are definitely going to be waiting for price to come into that zone. Now, this is on the daily time frame, right? So we're going to have another trend line that is going to be drawn from this point and then this point. So it looks like price is in the channel, and we are going to come to the 4-hour and wait for price to come into that trend line zone, right? It's very, very important that you need to wait for price to come into that trend line zone. Please do not do anything until price comes into that trend line zone, right? So we are going to be waiting. You can set alerts on your trend line. And then finally, when price breaks or comes into that trend line zone, what did I say? We are going to be waiting for price to make a pullback, right? Now, price makes this pullback, and then what happens? Price looks like it's forming up. So what we are going to do is we are going to mark this zone over here, right? We're going to mark this zone over here, and we are going to wait for price to come back into the zone again to give us that reversal indication, and we are going to jump in on this trade. Right now, what do we see over here? We could see that when price pushed back, price came up, pushed back, and then formed a strong indication of a buy. Now, this is a very good setup where we can jump in over here for a long position right here and have our stops right beneath the structure over here, and then go for a good risk to reward. Say 1:4 or 1:3.5, and let's see how this runs. Great. So eventually you see that this market is beginning to push up strongly, and then one of the indications that we could learn from this particular setup is that after price pushed back into the zone, price pushed up, but I took my trade over here. So if you were patient enough, price would have dipped back, and then we are going to see that strong indication of buys, and then we're going to jump in somewhere around here. Either ways, this particular trade setup was still valid, and then this particular trade setup did go about a good amount of pips. This was about currently 174 pips. So this is a very good setup. This is a very good strategy that you could learn for swing trading opportunities. Trust me, if you backtest this if you backtest what I have just taught you, is going to go a long way to help you. So without further ado, if you love this video, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, like, and leave a comment. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.